Thank you, Ben. I'm a Michigan engineering student.
So a useful person.
Thank you, thank you. So between the time Trump was elected and now, I believe you mentioned that he exceeded your expectations and how conservatively he acted as president. Is there any chance you'd consider voting for him in the 2020 election? Why or why not?
Yeah, I've said that. I'm significantly more likely to vote for him in 2020 than I was in 2016. That's because the math on the ground has changed in a couple of different ways. So I had three main concerns with President Trump before the 2016 election. Concern number one was that I was afraid that President Trump would not govern conservatively because he was all over the place, right? Sometimes it was, we have to ensure there's health care for everyone. No one should die on the street. And then at the same time be like, we're going to get rid of Obamacare. And it was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like, you're on every side of every issue. More positions than the Kama Sutra. And so, I didn't know where he came down on any of those issues. Now I actually have a governing record to go on. So that fear has been mitigated. He passed tax cuts. He has cut regulations. He has rebuilt the American military. He's provided a bevy of judges, including 1.5 good justices. I'm still very torn on Brett Kavanaugh. And he's done a lot of good things that I didn't think he was going to do. So that was concern number one. Concern number two is that he was going to soul suck the Republican Party, that the Republican Party would start defending behavior that they never would have defended before. That's kind of materialized already, meaning that there's stuff that he says that the Republican Party will defend or shy off that they never would have defended or shied off before. And I won't even talk about the personal foibles. I won't even talk about the fact that he has had 3 wives and cheated on all of them and that, he stoops everything and all that. Like, I'm not even talking about that. What I'm talking about is, for example, him feeling the necessity to say wonderful, kind things about Kim Jong-un. Right? That's something that conservatives never would have been okay with from Barack Obama, and suddenly you're seeing people in the Republican Party kind of winking and nodding at. So that's bad. It's already happened. I don't think that genie is going back in the bottle. And then there was fear number 3, which is that he would poison the Republican brand for young people. I think that's basically true. I think that if you talk to anybody on this campus, probably outside of this room, I mean, first of all, we can take a quick poll. How many people in this room, I would say, would grade President Trump an A or a B as president? So that seems about right. About half the audience, right? That's in a largely conservative room, right? You walk outside of this room and you're not even gonna get close to that. It'll be 100% against, probably. And that's partially because President Trump's a very polarizing figure because of who he is, because he says things, because he's a hammer in search of a nail. Sometimes he hits a nail, sometimes he hits a baby. He's... The difference is, so I was worried about all of those things. Some of those things have materialized. One of the things I was worried about is that in the future it would make it more difficult for conservatives and Republicans to be elected with President Trump as the guy. I think that fear is still on the table. The difference is it's already materialized, meaning whatever has happened has already happened. So it's not like I'm preventing a future bad should President Trump lose in the next election cycle. I'm not. It's already, everything is now baked into the cake. And let me tell you, it's a weird cake, right? It's got like custard, but it also has old shoes. It's a weird, but it's all baked into the cake, so that means that I have to assess the realities on the ground. The reality on the ground now is that all the bad stuff about Trump is already out there, it's done, it's a reality. All the good stuff about Trump is out there, it's done, it's reality. And on the other side, you got Bernie Sanders. So that changes the math a bit.
Thank you very much, Ben.